It's difficult to predict what the apocalypse might be like, as it could take many forms, and the severity and impact of such an event would depend on the cause and scale of the disaster. However, based on historical records and scientific research, we can make some educated guesses about what might happen in a catastrophic scenario. Some possible scenarios for an apocalypse could include natural disasters. Natural disasters are catastrophic events that occur naturally and have the potential to cause widespread damage to human life and property. These events include earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, landslides, floods, and wildfires, among others. Natural disasters can have devastating consequences, often resulting in loss of life, injuries, displacement, and economic disruption. They can also have long-term effects on the environment and the communities affected, making it more challenging to recover from their impact. There are different types of natural disasters, and each one has its own unique characteristics and effects. For instance, earthquakes are caused by the shifting of tectonic plates and can result in ground shaking, landslides, and tsunamis. Hurricanes and tornadoes are severe windstorms that can cause widespread damage, flooding, and power outages. Tsunamis are giant waves caused by underwater earthquakes or landslides and can cause massive destruction along the coastlines. Volcanic eruptions can release ash, lava, and toxic gases, causing damage to infrastructure, crops, and livestock. Natural disasters can occur anywhere in the world, but some regions are more prone to certain types of disasters than others. For example, areas near fault lines are more susceptible to earthquakes, while regions along coastlines are more vulnerable to hurricanes and tsunamis. It's important to be aware of the natural hazards in your area and take precautions to prepare for potential disasters. Preparedness and response are critical in mitigating the impacts of natural disasters. Governments, NGOs, and communities work together to develop emergency plans and procedures to ensure a swift and coordinated response to disaster events. Additionally, individuals can take steps to prepare themselves and their families by creating emergency kits, making evacuation plans, and staying informed about the latest news and alerts related to potential disasters. Pandemics, a deadly virus or other pathogen, could spread rapidly across the globe, causing widespread illness and death, overwhelming healthcare systems, and disrupting social and economic structures. Climate change. The effects of climate change, including extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and food and water shortages, could cause social and economic instability, leading to conflicts and possibly global collapse. Nuclear war. Nuclear war is a type of armed conflict that involves the use of nuclear weapons. It is considered one of the most catastrophic events that could occur, with devastating consequences for human life, infrastructure, and the environment. The use of nuclear weapons in warfare was first witnessed during World War II when the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Since then, nuclear weapons have become more advanced, and the number of countries possessing nuclear weapons has increased, leading to a heightened risk of nuclear war. A nuclear war could occur in several ways. It could result from a conflict between two or more countries or as a result of an accident, a terrorist attack, or an act of sabotage. The impact of a nuclear war would depend on the scale and nature of the conflict. However, the use of nuclear weapons is likely to result in significant loss of life, widespread destruction of infrastructure, and severe long-term environmental damage. The immediate effects of a nuclear explosion include a bright flash of light, a blast wave, and intense heat. These effects could cause burns, injuries, and death within a radius of several kilometers. The radiation released by a nuclear blast could cause widespread contamination, leading to long-term health effects and environmental damage. Furthermore, the use of nuclear weapons could have broader political and economic consequences. It could lead to the breakdown of international alliances, economic instability, and a loss of trust among nations. To prevent a nuclear war, nations have agreed to disarmament treaties, including the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, which aims to limit the spread of nuclear weapons and encourage disarmament. International organizations such as the International Atomic Energy Agency also work to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Additionally, diplomatic efforts to resolve conflicts and build trust among nations can help prevent the use of nuclear weapons in war.
In any of these scenarios, the world as we know it would be drastically changed, and people would have to find new ways to survive and rebuild. It's important to note, however, that the best way to prevent an apocalypse is to take steps to prevent disasters from happening in the first place through international cooperation, responsible resource management, and investment in science and technology.